Hi, yogis. Welcome. Namaste. Jameson here, happy to share more yoga with you. And my personal intention for today is to create a space where you can sink deep into the yoga postures. So for me, that is speaking less, getting us into a yoga posture, instructing you to breathe, and allowing you, supporting you to be in that space to really settle into the posture and breathe. So, normally, I want to be there and tell you, please do this, please do that, breathe, 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 and keep you focused and concentrated. Well, for you, more of the responsibility is going to be on you today. And please do utilize your Ujjayi breath, the smooth aspirant sound, the ocean breath as you breathe in and out through your nose, like constriction in your throat, all that good stuff. Please definitely do that. Also, pay attention to the spaces in between. So every time we breathe in, we breathe out. Every time we breathe out, we breathe in. There is a brief, momentary pause between the inhale and the exhale. It is the space in between. What's between it? These little pauses. Well, we can practice lengthening through breath retention of our pranayama, kumbhaka is what that's called, where we breathe in, we hold our breath, we breathe out, we hold our breath. I love that kind of pranayama. While we are in a specific yoga posture, I welcome you to just notice. If you're in your Ujjayi, watch your breath come in. See if you can linger there for a moment or just even notice the natural pause that is there, and then let your breath exit. All the while feeling into our bodies, right? So the target stretch today is going to be our hamstrings. We've got a lot of hamstring length. We are going to be so tall by the end of this. Actually, we won't get any taller, but our hamstrings will be a lot longer. As you are feeling in your body and you're sensing in your breath, you're focused on what you're doing. This is yoga. This is presence. This is you connecting your mind and your body happening right now, right here, this place, this time. This is the yoga that is happening, and it's beautiful. Yoga happens only in the present moment, and that is beautiful also. Okay, let's find a seat. You've got cross-legged, kneeling, in your chair, however is good. And this meditation, to begin the practice, is just that. It's the spaces in between. It's that momentary pause between the inhale and the exhale. It's noticing what happens. And this meditation translates into our practice. Noticing what happens when I'm not speaking. When we're in a posture and I guide you to breathe, and then there's a long pause of no speaking. What happens in those spaces in between my instructions? What happens, and we'll start here, in the spaces in between your breath, your inhales and your exhales? Great. Love it. So let's find a seat. You can close your eyes, let a breath, deep breath, roll, flow, move through your whole body. Another deep breath goes through. Start to breathe naturally and normally with your focus on your breath, and that attention will also naturally change your experience, and that's good, that's beautiful. Follow your breath in. Follow your breath out. With your mind's eye, you are watching yourself breathe as you're sitting still. Now notice your inhale, the transition to your exhale, the transition to your inhale, and all the spaces in between. Breathe. Soften your face. Steady your breath. Let's blink our eyes open. Hands to center. Namaste. Thank you so much, yogis. Let's begin today's practice on our backs. Knees are bent. Pick your right knee up. Got slight microphone problems. Okay, there we go. Right knee hugs into your chest. So big squeeze of right knee into your right shoulder with some deep breathing. Notice, watch the spaces in between. This is the practice. Between your breath, between instructions, between thoughts. Right leg goes to straight. Your hands go behind your right thigh and press your right heel up to the sky with a dorsiflex in your right ankle. Keep breathing. Right knee bends, set your right foot down, pick your left knee up, hands to your left shin, big squeeze, hug left knee into your chest. Notice where you feel it, breathe into it. Left leg goes straight, hands behind left hamstring, and this is where you straighten your leg. It might go all the way straight, it might not. But you're moving in that direction with your left ankle flexed. Wherever you are, find it, feel it, breathe it, be it. So good. If you would like to activate, turn on your Ujjayi, your deep rhythmic breathing, please do. Left knee bends, hands go to your shins. Hug both knees in. Maybe you can even reach up, wrap your arms around. Lie back down, give your knees a big squeeze into your chest. Let's do ankle circles. Ankles rotate one direction. And then opposite direction. I'm going to shift. Okay. Extend both your legs up to the sky. You might need to give your thighs a little bit of support here. Excuse me. Now, turn your toes towards the outside and look at the top of your thighs. They also turn out. External rotation of the thighs. Now, turn your toes in towards each other. You'll notice the top of your thighs move in. Internal rotation of your thighs. Toes turn out, externally rotate legs. Toes turn in, internally rotate legs. External rotation, internal rotation. Legs go straight, hamstring muscles activate. Really, really good. Okay, bend your knees. Let's prop ourselves up, spin it around, find yourself in a tabletop position, please. Through cat-cow, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Continue, inhale, exhale. Feeling the space in between the inhale and the exhale, the space in between the cat and the cow, the space in between the instructions, the space in between the thoughts. There's more space between everything that exists than there is in existence. Breathe. Hands can go forward, toes tucked, downward facing dog. Some pedals and some pushes. Hips will sway left, right, and side to side. That's really, really good. And then feet walk forward all the way up to meet your hands. Find your blocks, front of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale breath. Exhale, hinge and fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale and fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Fold. Come all the way up high with your hands. Big stretch up. Hands to heart center. Half salute. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. The space between the movements. Inhale, rise up. The space between the breaths. Exhale, hands to center. Inhale, float your hands. Little bend. Exhale, full forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Blocks to the side. Fingertips down. Step your right foot all the way to the back of your mat. Right knee goes down. Root down into your left foot. Hands come up. Low lunge. Let's thread our fingertips onto our left thigh. And you can let your hips travel slightly forward. For me, what this does is when I bring my hips forward, now I feel a good stretch across my right hip flexor, down into my right calf, quads. You might feel it somewhere else, and that's okay. That's beautiful. Okay, the space between instructions. Breathe. Get your blocks, please. We're going to walk our hands back, scoot right knee and right foot back, walk hands back, and then move hips back. Half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. So as your left leg extends, dorsiflex your left ankle, toes towards your nose. Hips back, hard up, and I would like you to be in the belly of your left hamstring muscles. If you're in your knee, a little bend in your knee will take it out of the ligaments and tendons and back into your muscles. Find it, feel it, breathe it. Ujjayi. Now, back off, especially if you're really deep in the stretch. Back off a little bit, hips slightly forward. Toes turn towards the left. Internal or external? Toes turn towards the right. Internal or external? Toes left is external rotation. Toes right is internal rotation. One more time. External rotation, toes left. Internal rotation, toes right. Good. We'll walk our right knee back forward. Hands forward, blocks to the side. In fact, take your left foot now. Heel toe, do. Left toes, left knee, 45 degrees. Right knee can take a little scoot back. We'll come up high on fingertips. Hips forward, down. Hands forward. Now there's options here. You might bring your forearms to your blocks. This can be pretty nice. You might bring your forearms to your blocks like so. You may even bring forearms to the floor. Now, forearms to the floor for me right now does not feel the most supportive. Some days it does. Forearms to the blocks on this setting feels great. So it's not about how far you go in your posture. It's about how does it feel for you and your body. Where the practice today is not are you the most flexible person, but can you connect into the spaces in between. So let's do that. Find your shape, steady in and breathe. Breathe. Really nice, friends. Let's come back up. Blocks can scoot to the side. Hands will plant on the mat. Pick up your right knee and then step. Whoosh. Feel that flush, that wave, that pulse of energy as you press up, downward facing dog. Let's take a deep breath in. And a big sigh. Feet walk forward. Halfway lift when you get there. Exhale, fold. Hands rise high to the sky. Inhale, breath. Exhale to center. Reach for the sun. Inhale. Exhale, bow to the earth. Halfway up, inhale, breath. Exhale, blocks to the side, hands down. Let's step our left foot all the way to the back. Left knee goes down. Root down right foot, rise up, hands high, deep breath in. Thread your fingers, plant them on your right knee, hips forward, down. Soften, steady, breathe. You're doing great. Let's grab our blocks. Hands walk back, left knee can take a couple steps back. Hands back. So important for the blocks because it's not about folding, it's about finding our hamstrings. So draw your right hip back, dorsiflex your right ankle, lift up from your heart. From your hips to your shoulders, lift up, feel the sensation in the back of your right leg. These are your hamstring muscles. There are 3 of them. They're big, strong muscles. They support you. They help you walk, take you everywhere that you want to go. Let's feel into this moment. Let's feel into this posture. Let's steady in and breathe. So good, friends. Walk your left knee back forward. We'll go wide with our blocks. Right foot scoots. So it looks like this. If I'm on my yoga mat, my right foot scoots. Doot, 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 doot. So my knee is wide, it's slightly abducted. Right toes, right knee, 45 degrees. Hips forward, down. Now, you can find the setting for the blocks that you would like that supports you in the practice of feeling the spaces in between the breaths, between the movements, beneath the actions. Breathe. Nice, friends. Let's come up. So I want to show you here. We'll take this, it's a bit of a modified half splits with the movement. So hips go back, toes point out. This is external rotation. Toes point in, internal rotation. Now, if you move your thigh, I'm pointing an arrow from the back of my right thigh, right? So if I point out, the back of my thigh points in, external rotation. Internal rotation, the back of my right thigh points out. This is going to come up again. I'm going to show you in another place. So let's go hands down, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Big sigh. Walk your feet all the way up to the front. Find a halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands heart center. Okay, so back of your thighs, internal rotation, they point in, or external rotation. Internal rotation, they point out. So when we're thinking about internal rotation, our thighs, the back of our thighs, point out. So it's kind of like you're trying to take this backside and point it to the outside. Okay, so let's find our blocks. First, we'll do this with movement. So rock onto your heels. Left foot points to the left, right foot points to the right. This is external rotation of our thighs. Back of our thighs point in. Now, pick up your toes. Point your toes towards each other. This is internal rotation. Back of your thighs point out. Good. Now, feet forward. So toes are forward, like Uttanasana. But you can do this with a little bit of support. Actually, let's come up. Tadasana, right? Now, we can internally and externally rotate our thighs. Internal, external. There's not as much movement as this because my foot is planted. It's locked by two different joints. Good. Now notice if you internally rotate your thigh, the back of your thigh points out, you can push into the outer edge of your foot on the same leg. So there's internal rotation that brings energy all the way down into eversion of the foot. Good. Breathe. Hands sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Step your right foot all the way to the back. And then plant your right heel down. Toes turn in 45 degrees. So it looks something like this. Feet are slightly offset. Toes turn in 45 degrees. With your left knee bent, come up high on your blocks. Inhale. Exhale, straighten your left leg. Inhale, find a lift through your heart, already activating into left hamstrings. Exhale, hinge over. Deep breath in. Big sigh. We're in our next big opening posture. Find it, feel it, and breathe it. Really nice. Inhale. Halfway lift, bend your left knee. Step your right foot back. Plantar flex. Right foot. Root. Left heel. Come up. High lunge. Hips square. The spaces in between. Breathe. Pivot back heel. Let's open up warrior two. Good. Now, your back leg, let's go hips slightly back, just a little, and your back leg internally rotates. Root the outer edge of your right foot down. Keep that strong in your right leg. Steady and breathe. Internal rotation, outer edge roots. Breathe. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So good. Let's go. Hands to the mat. Step back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Big sigh. Knees bend. Step forward, halfway lift. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to center. Take a moment, close your eyes, stand in Tadasana. Feel the spaces in between. Breathe into these spaces. Eyes flutter open. Hands sweep up, inhale. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Step your left foot back. Hands on either side of your right foot. Left foot plants down. Let's, with a bent right knee, lift up. Halfway, inhale. Exhale, start to straighten your right leg. Heart lifts up, right hip back. The sensation between your right thigh, behind your right thigh, maybe between two, is your right hamstring muscles. From here, one more breath in. Exhale and fold. So good. Breathe. Breathe. Inhale, let's come up. Bend your right knee over your right ankle. Step your left foot back. Rise up, crescent lunge. Big stretch up, inhale. Exhale, settle in. Open this up, warrior two. Hips go back slightly to soften into your hip flexors. Left thigh internally rotates. It's not a big movement because we're not moving our toes. But you can feel the front of your left thigh turns in, the back of your left thigh turns out. Keep that. Root the outer edge of your left foot down so there's internal rotation moving all the way through your left foot. Nice and steady, breathe. Beautiful. Hands windmill to the front. Step back, downward facing dog. Big sigh. Take it down for a moment. Knees wide, toes touch, forehead to the mat. And settle into child's pose. Breathe. Breathe. Inhale, let's come up. Hands forward, tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Big sigh. Knees bend, look to the front, step, step. Let's go. Hands to blocks, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise, hands high, up and overhead, big stretch up. Exhale, hands to center. Hands down. Feel it. Breathe it, be it, the spaces in between. Really nice. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, dive forward, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Step your right foot back. Come up. Crescent lunge. Crescent lunge moves into warrior two. Hips soften back. Internally rotate right thigh. Root outer edge of right foot. Great. Let's do that with our opposite leg, but first, straighten your left leg, pivot on your heel. Align your heels so they're in one line. And then check in with your toes. Commonly, toes are out. This is called pigeon-toed. Bring your toes in. This already starts to internally rotate your thighs. Good. Blocks are out in front. Little bend in knees. Find your blocks. Legs go too straight. Internally rotate your thighs. Root the outer edges of your feet. Lean forward into your blocks. Lift up through your heart. From the side, I want to bring my hips forward. Internal, right? So back of thighs point out. Outer edges of feet root. Now we've got it. If this feels okay, you can start to bend your elbows. Maybe bring your fingertips to the floor. Maybe not. You might also have a little bend in your knees if this is really intense. Wherever you are, it's beautiful. This posture is called Prasarita Padottanasana, wide-legged forward fold. And the actions that we have are internal rotation and eversion of the ankle. Find your breath. Find the spaces. Keep breathing. Inhale, halfway lift. Left foot forward, warrior two. Hands windmill down. Downward dog. Deep breath in. Big sigh. Knees bend, look forward, step forward, find a halfway lift, inhale, breath. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to center. Pause. Feel the space. Eyes flutter, hands sweep up, inhale. A little bend in knees, exhale, full forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale, breath. Step your left foot all the way to the back. Come up, high lunge. High lunge opens into warrior two. Let's take warrior two right into wide-legged. So you'll pivot your right foot, adjust your feet. Distance, I like to think about yo-yos. Drop down onto ankles. If you're more flexible, you want to bring your feet a little bit closer because the earth is further away. Find a nice shape. The important part is the integration and the access and the breath. There's a lot of important things. You're doing great. Let's just say that. Hands to the front. Toes, all 10 toes face forward. Lean forward. Internally rotate your thighs. Press the outer edges of your feet down. And from this space of integration, you can hinge and forward fold. So good, friends. Find it. Feel it, breathe it, be it, and breathe. Breathe, we're in it. Internal rotation. Outer edges root down. Deep breathing, feeling. It's a deep, deep hamstring stretch. It's stretching other things too. It's stretching your mind. It's stretching your heart. It's stretching your ability to be present. But here you are, present in the moment with your breath, sensing into the spaces in between. Let's come up halfway, lift, inhale. Good. Right knee bends, warrior two. Breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Big sigh. Knees bend, walk your feet forward. Find a halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, full fold. Inhale, hands come all the way up, big stretch up. Exhale, hands to center. Take a moment. Pause in Tadasana. Space in between the peak of our practice and the cool down. In between standing to sitting back down on the floor. In between everything. Great. Let's go ahead and find a seat. So a couple options here. We're moving into wide-legged forward fold. We did it standing, now on the floor. You can place your bum straight down or find a little bit of a cushion and a blanket to slightly elevate your hips. What this does is it helps you to tilt your pelvis forward, right, to give you that anterior posterior tilt. And if we've got that, then we have a little bit more access. If you find yourself here, right, this can help. Another thing that can help too is to bend your knees. If you're here, bend your knees, and you're here. Okay. So, legs are wide, heart lifts up, we can. I'm gonna find the seat. Ankles are flexed in, heart lifts up. We've got supportive hands behind. We can bring our hands forward. Heart leans forward, forward folds. Find your breath. Find the space. Breathe. Notice what shifts, changes as you sink deeper into the posture. Inhale, let's come up. Support hands underneath of knees to bring your legs back together because that was a deep stretch. You can wrap, curl, and tuck your chin into your chest. Good. Right leg crosses in, left leg crosses in front of right. I'm going to stay up on my little pillow for elevation, just to lift my hips up. Heart lifts, hinge, forward fold. Cross-legged, forward fold. We're bringing the energy back down. It's been a pretty cool, calm, collected energy this class. You've been doing so good. Your postures and your breath and really feeling into the spaces. The intention of the practice was to be comfortable in these spaces in between. And we'll continue to ride the wave of intention all the way through to the end of our practice today. Keep breathing. Inhale, let's come up. Left leg out, right leg out, left leg in, right leg in. Adjust your hips. Heart lifts, pelvis tilts forward, hinge into a forward fold. Breathe. Inhale, let's come up. Beautiful. So good. To close our practice, pranayama, meditation, shavasana. This is the good stuff. Please stay with me. This is so good. We've worked so hard to get here. We're going to use and continue with this intention. So, kneeling or cross-legged, find your most comfortable seat. And that can be in a chair, seated on the floor, or kneeling. Remember, you want your hips forward, your heart up. Close your eyes. Connect with your breath. Breathe with me. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath, Kumbhaka. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath, Kumbhaka. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in. Big sigh. Sit still and breathe as you watch the space in between, in the middle, all around, throughout. Breathe. Deep breath in. Big sigh. Now is where we let it all settle, ground, integrate, go slow, be gentle, be so sweet and so kind as you take your way all the way down. Start with a big squeeze. And then let your legs go long. As you adjust your body, ankles can roll out, shoulder blades underneath. Soften, settle into your Shavasana. I'll meditate with you while you're in it. And I will guide you when it's time to be complete. Breathe. Deep breath in. Big sigh. Stretch your arms and your legs. Big stretch across your body. Reach out. Let's roll over to our right or our left side. Use our hands to press and lift ourselves up. Bring yourself back around to a meditation seat on the ground or on your chair. Heart is lifted. Heart is full of space and joy and love. Let's bring our hands together in front of our hearts. Feel so good in the moment. I'm so proud of you, your dedication, your effort, your consistency, your willingness to be here and practice yoga, to work on yourself, to become a better person, and to share in something that is so special to me. Thank you. Namaste.